Today, I am doing something a little bit different. I am going to be real, raw, and honestly a little bit vulnerable as I share with you the hard lessons that I learned in my 20s, the ones that actually changed my life for the better. Your 20s are a really awesome, but also really weird decade. You're trying to figure out who you are, what you want, what you don't want, all while feeling like you're kind of just stumbling through life. I definitely made mistakes. I definitely learned along the way, but I do wish that I had someone who shared with me experiences that they had in their 20s and made me just more aware, at least something for me to think about as I was trying to navigate through different areas in my life at such a young age with limited experience. So whether you are in your 20s now or you are reflecting back, I hope this brings you some clarity, maybe even a few I feel that moments, or just a reminder that you are not alone as you are navigating through all of this, through this crazy life. I am here to support you and help guide you the best that I can. So let's jump into it. Nobody is coming to save you. This took me a really long time to learn and even longer to embody. When we're in our 20s, we're running wild and free. We don't have a care in the world. I mean, at least for me, I think times were also a little bit different back then because social media wasn't so prevalent and we just didn't have the access to the things that 20-year-olds have access to now. But I just did not have a care in the world. I thought everything was gonna work out, what was meant to be would happen, you know, that kind of mindset. And yes, it's great to manifest and to be positive and to believe that all of the goodness is coming into your life, but that doesn't happen unless you put in that work. I realized that no one is coming. No one's going to help me. Yes, I have my family, my parents, everyone's super loving and supportive and of that nature, but they're not going to give me the things that I want. They're not going to get me that job opportunity. They're not going to help me, build my business. If there's things that I want and if I want to live a certain life, I need to go out there. I need to wake up in the morning because also no one's coming to pull you out of bed to wake up to start hustling. I realized this is in my lap. This is in my hands. Some people are lucky enough where they do have the resources and the money and the this and the that to build their dream life. But the majority of us, it comes from within. It comes from us. The fire needs to be ignited within for us to then show up and get out there and get what we want. It's both kind of terrifying and empowering because when you realize that you're the one that's in charge, you're also the one that can change everything. So I stopped waiting for the perfect time. I also stopped waiting for that external validation and I started showing up like I believed in myself that I could do it. And even if I didn't know what I was doing, which is, to be honest, how I felt through the majority of my life, through the majority of building my brand and my business, you just need to figure it out. You'll always figure it out. If there's a will, there's a way. But don't let the unknown stop you. Don't let the distractions, all the things slow you down. If you really want something and if you have a goal in your life, you can achieve it. That goes for work, friendships, relationships, literally anything. Moving to a new country. If you want it, you can do it, but you need to start showing up for you. Your body is wise, and when it's not being heard, it gets louder. Remember that. You know the term listen to your body, you probably hear it all the time, influencers, your friends, your family. It's a real thing. Your body will tell you exactly what it needs, but you need to be in tune with yourself. So yes, my second piece of advice is listening to your body. When I was in my 20s, I was burning the candle from both ends. I was hustling, going out all the time, drinking, partying, doing all the fun things that you should be doing while you're young, but I was not taking care of myself. Like, I wish we had and took photos and videos the same way that we do now, because if you guys saw this footage of me partying 3 to 5 times a week when I was in university, eating McDonald's at 4 a.m., eating pizza, like going to all-you-can-eat buffet at 11 a.m. when I'm hungover with my friends, like, that, Kelsey, happened. I'm so glad It happened when I was young. I had the best time of my life, but my body felt like complete crap. I was so bloated, obviously fatigued. I wasn't getting proper sleep. Supplements, what was that? I was literally the complete opposite of what I am now. But again, I don't regret any of that, but I just didn't feel good during that time. Obviously, how could anyone feel good when those are their habits? I was also in school full-time. I had a lot going on, and I was not properly nourishing, moving my body. I also was running. This is a time when I was running 5 to 8 kilometers a few times a week because I wanted to be skinny. During that time, that was just like my idea of what looking good was, just being skinny. So I thought to get skinny, I needed to run. I was running like a maniac. I was in the gym doing 2-a-day spin class, weight training, and then going for a run after. I was doing so much, first of all, to try to counteract like all of the bad habits, but also to just get that body image that isn't natural to me. And the point of sharing this is if I were to stop, take a step back, look at all these issues that I had with my skin and with my gut, and actually notice and was proactive about it, I could have, yes, had that phase, but felt so much more like genuinely, truly me during that time. The fatigue, the anxiety, the mood swings, that didn't come out of nowhere. That was my body giving me like red flags. Hello, Kelsey. And when I finally slowed down enough to listen, I realized how disconnected I had become. Wellness isn't just about workouts and green smoothies. It's about living in a way that feels aligned with your nervous system, your hormones, everything's in a good harmonious balance. And in my 20s, none of that was happening until later in my 20s when I started to learn. But this is such a great piece of advice, even if you're in your 30s, 40s, in your teenagers, like anyone at any point can start incorporating this. Take a step back, listen to your body, be intuitive, and make the changes that you need to make in order to live your best life. Protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. This is one I 100% wish I learned sooner. When I was in my 20s, I said yes to everything, to everyone. I was a people pleaser. I didn't want to let people down. I wanted to be helpful. I would hang out with people even though I wanted to stay home. I had FOMO. I was doing the most all the time. Now, I couldn't be more opposite. When I don't want to do something, I don't do it. It's as simple as that. When you force yourself and when you push yourself to show up for other people all the time, you begin to abandon yourself. And it shows up in so many different forms. Maybe fatigue, again, lack of energy, anxiety, depression, not enjoying, which is, the main point of the time that you are spending giving energy to other people. If you're not enjoying it, it's not enjoyable for anyone. Yet I was just the yes girl. Now I am the mainly no girl, but sometimes yes, but only if I really, truly want to do it. I think what actually happened is I exerted so much energy in my 20s. Again, I was a completely different person. I wish YouTube could be a fly on the wall for my entire decade of my 20s. But it's actually hilarious to think about it. I couldn't be more different now. Thank God that this was something that I finally learned. It got to a point where I was burnt out, drained, even resentful to some people. And it really wasn't until I hit a breaking point where I realized, you know what? I am allowed to set boundaries. I am allowed to choose peace. I can say no. I don't need to just go to something because I feel bad. If I don't want to go, I don't want to go. So I am here to tell you, if something or someone is making you feel depleted, making you feel small, exhausted, any negative energy or any negative feeling or emotion, guess what? That thing, that person probably isn't for you. And now it's your turn to set the boundaries, to make different choices, because you do not owe everyone access to you. And the more that I started aligning myself with people and situations that actually energized me instead of exhausting me, the more everything started to feel lighter. I started to feel happier, and it made me excited to show up to the things that I wanted to show up for. I want you to know that you are allowed to change your mind over and over and over again. That is a part of life. Growth requires change. So maybe a job that we thought we wanted for a really long time, but then we realized, you know what, this is burning me out. Or we were in a relationship, we thought we were gonna marry that person, but 6 months, 1 year down the line, we realized, you know what, I think that this person may just not be for me. Let's put them back on the shelf for someone else, and let's keep going and find someone who you truly feel connected with. That is just a part of life. And I really used to think that changing direction meant failure, but it absolutely does not. Whenever I would change my goals, I felt like I was inconsistent or lost. Even after graduating, after 5 years of getting my Bachelor of Education, I thought always that I was gonna be a teacher. And then after I graduated, I was like, I don't think that I wanna be a teacher. I don't think that this life is for me. And I had a lot of guilt about it because that's what everyone around me knew me to want to be. And I remember even my boyfriend that I was dating at the time, when I told him that I wanted to get into fitness, at this point I think I'm like 22, 23, he said no, like I don't want my I don't want my wife to be a personal trainer. I want her to be a teacher. It's a good job, like that's what you just went to school for. And I felt so guilty for a period of time not wanting that. But what I've come to realize is that we are all meant to evolve. We're never going to be in the same state from 1 year to the next. And thank God I listened to myself instead of everyone around me, or else I would not be here right now talking to all of you. And really, I am still teaching every single day. I really do look at my job, whether it's YouTube, my app, my Instagram, like I am showing up every single day. I'm changing the lives of other people for the better, and I really am teaching them and helping them, just in a different capacity. I'm not in a classroom 9 to 5, but I'm doing it in my way that feels authentic for me. I think we need to look at friendships the same way. A friend may be beautiful for a season, but as I evolve and they evolve, maybe the next season they're not serving you anymore, or maybe you're not serving them. That is totally normal. There is no constant in life. That is the beautiful thing about life. We're always changing, we're always evolving. And we're truly not supposed to stay that same person forever. During your 20s, you're supposed to try new things, get new experiences, learn and then unlearn and then learn again. It's all about refining who you are at every stage of life. As we get older, we always just want to be the best version of us. So in your 20s, it is about experimenting, not perfecting. Remember that as well. Give yourself permission and do not look back. My final lesson for you today, stop waiting for confidence. It comes by doing. When I was in my 20s, I used to think that some people were just born more confident than others, including myself. I would see these people who felt so strongly in what they said and their beliefs and what they wanted. And I always envied that because I didn't feel confident. I didn't feel like I could be myself, that I could be unfiltered. There was something lacking inside of me. But here is something that I eventually learned. Confidence does not come without action. Action always comes first. Every time that I waited until I felt confident enough to do something, whether it was setting a boundary, sharing my opinion, or even launching something, trying something new, I would stay stuck. I would stay stagnant. I would stay linear, the same. But when I just did it anyways, even if I was scared, I built proof to myself. Proof that I could do hard things, that I could show up, and that you always just need to start somewhere. I love that saying. It's been on my website since day one, since the first website that I've had different websites. It's been on every single one of them. Just start. That is how you build confidence. That is how you take that leap. That's how you get to the next step. Having enough courage to just do it. You will not fall apart. You will survive the discomfort. And over time, I started building that confidence. I started showing up more, this was like early 20 energy, and then this was late 20 energy. I'm here. I am okay to tell you how I feel. I'm not going to keep it in and not be confident. I am not going to let you, maybe a man, maybe a friend, maybe, whoever it may be, I'm not gonna let them boss me around. I'm not going to allow them to force me to do something that I don't want to do. And when you show up as that confident person, people really stop trying to pull all types of things on you. So that's where the confidence lives, in the follow through, just doing it, and the decision to show up before you feel ready. That's where the magic happens, people. If you want to start building confidence, stop waiting for it to appear one day and just start, whatever it may be. So yes, those are some of the very hard but beautiful lessons that I learned in my 20s that I am honestly so grateful for. They shaped me, they cracked me open, and they truly taught me how to return to myself over and over and over again. If you are in your 20s right now and feel overwhelmed, confused, behind, that is okay. Give yourself grace. Just know that you are exactly where you need to be, but don't take it as far and literal as I used to. And really give yourself the space to evolve. Make the mistakes now because you are learning, you are growing, and you are going to blossom and become the most magnificent woman. And I promise you are doing so much better than you think. If any of these lessons resonated for you, let me know below. I want to know what really hit home for all of you. And of course, make sure to like, subscribe, follow along on my journey. Thank you so much for being here, and make sure to check out my latest video here.